Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Tuesday morning. Got a great show lined up as always, but first our weather. Brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. They're calling for a high of 79 and a low of 65, and hopefully most of the bad weather's out of here. We've really had some blowing rain and blowing all over the place, and hopefully things will settle down. Water temperature, though, has not changed. It's staying at 75 degrees. Let's take a look at the river readings. They're brought to us by Watson's Landing Marina and Dry Storage. The Apalachicola Bluntstown hanging in there around 2.4, but take a look at the Choctawhatchee at Caryville, and we anticipated this last week. It didn't even get close to this last week, but man, it is going to be shooting up. It's at a 9.8. Let's say it's at a 10 foot this morning, and you see where it's taking off. And they just had our viewers over there in Walton County. Y'all have had a tremendous amount of rain up there in South Alabama, and we're going to see the results of it coming on down the river. So be careful if you get out around the river. That water's going to be moving swift. There are going to be all kinds of obstructions in the water, so do be careful. A tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Their motto is "When Caring Counts," and we're looking at today is November the 3rd, and we're looking at pretty good tides most of this week, except for the weekend. Now, for the big redfish tournament coming up Saturday, we're not going to have much tidal flow, but we'll wait and see what we can get done. But it's going to be the high tides at 1:24 this morning. And the low tide is at this afternoon, right after lunch at 12:34. We've got a 1.6 foot range on it. Marine forecast to be east-southeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. A little bit slacker than we've had in the past week or so. All right, let's go and take our break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Hope you're getting ready for having a great day today at work or at school, or if you're retired and just not doing much of anything. Hope you're going to have a great day. I always like to start off with these pictures, and I always run across some of the neatest ones. Check this one out. Honey, well, look at what time it is. It's fish 30, and with the time changing, that's got to be important. I like the way they did that. All right, next one. Now listen, this is a little odd from what we normally do with the fishing pictures and the hunting pictures and all. This is shelling. Now these shells, and what was the great thing about these storms and all, they wash up some really nice shells. And this is a special story on this. This is local. I say local. It's in the Panhandle over here at Gulf Breeze. And the lady that got, now this is a great activity for the family. Young kids love doing this. We did it a week or two ago. We were down in Cape San Blas when I was driving on the beach. We just parked and let the kids get out and walk along. And I found some nice shells. They're fascinating. And we just keep a collection of them and got some in different places. So don't overlook shelling, especially after storms and all. So, but the story behind this young lady, I look at her here. This is in the center. This is Ray Harrelson Kessler. Lives in Gulf Breeze. That's her two sons there. Ray's special to us. She actually was our homecoming queen, Mosley, in 1986. And Ray went on to the University of Georgia and fell in love with a young man up there playing basketball. He went on to be a great basketball player for Georgia, played for Miami Heat, went to medical school, got a degree in medicine, and they settled in Gulf Breeze and raised their boys. And he passed away with a fatal heart attack, and it was just a shock to the community. And Ray just kept on keeping on and finished raising those boys. And I really like Ray Harrelson Kessler. And she went shelling after the storm the other day, and that was her outdoor activity. So I tell my class, you don't have to go out and shoot a 12-point and catch a 10-pound bass to be an outdoors person. Just get walking on the beach. Just get outdoors, and don't forget that. All right, next picture. Let's get back to fishing. 1996 graduate of Mosley High School. 95 graduate. Andy Cobb, who is now a forester with the Florida Forest Service, has been a good while. He's a good outdoorsman. Andy is fly fishing and caught some nice, caught that big old pompano was holding close to the camera. Good job, Andy. Looks like a jack to me, but all right. And you see Michael Harris is just a fisherman. They really concentrate on these redfish, and they caught a bunch of redfish the other day. I want to say they caught about 9 Friday afternoon after school. Michael caught 9 redfish in the slot. That ain't bad for an afternoon of fishing over there at West Bay. How about some fresh water? How about Jason Brooks and Kalen Brooks from Southport? That's some nice fish right there. Good job. And I know that was good eating right there too. This, I'm gonna let you, I hope you can read this. Barry Pate sent this into Panama City Fishing. If anyone floundering the West Bay area and gigs a 24 to 25 inch flounder with a 5-prong fish gig still in him, please send me a pic. Biggest I've seen in 5 years, and he took my gig with him. Very disappointed, feeling disappointed. So keep that in mind. That happens on occasion. Also, something else that happens on occasion. Be aware of these deer now. This time of year, they're running around and hit your car at night. So just be aware of that after you're driving those Highway 20s and all that. The season dates. So we're going to talk about this. It's online and all, but the normal on the far right over there, normal, what I call normal hunt season, what we used to around Thanksgiving, November 26th through 29th. Then you take a break, and then you come back December 12th and February 21st on the far right. That's our Zone D. That's our major hunting dates, and all the others for antlerless deer and all, that's in there too. And I'm going to show this to my class today. A lot of kids make mistakes and all, but you don't look back, you are not going that way. That's just a good motto for today. And how about, I'll tell you what, these folks here, they catch a lot of fish. Brenda and Howard Hendricks, former Mayor of Parker, they went over there to they fish White City a lot. And you'll see, let's see, we've got a flounder, redfish, sheephead, drum, and up top there looks like a striper, a little striped bass looks like. All right? So, all right, that's some good pictures I want to share with you. All right? Don't forget now, speaking of Thanksgiving coming up in November, of course, it's always our Thanksgiving month, and everybody sort of centers a month around it and get our plans for family and outdoor stuff put together. But that Saturday after Thanksgiving, which will be November 28th, that is a saltwater license-free fishing day. So a lot of times you have family coming in from out of state or out of town or whatever, but y'all can go, after you eat all that turkey and all, you can go down to the beach or the piers or whatever and just go ahead and fish without worrying about a license. So keep that in mind if that's something you're looking for something to do if you're not going to be in the woods, okay? And also, don't forget duck season will open up November 21st and go through November 28th. That's what I call the regular duck season. Is going to open up again, I think, December 12th through the 31st of January, which is a main season there. Really time to go there. Okay? All right, we're going to take our break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. Got a video coming up. Let me give you a little bit of background on it. It's bow fishing. We're up at Lake Eufaula on our trip up there. We got to do a lot of things and a lot of videos. This was the Muzzy, M-U-Z-Z-Y, Muzzy Outdoors. Look them up online. They do a lot of bow fishing stuff. Now, bow fishing, I got tickled. I was looking up some stuff, just some basic information, because I bow fished a long time ago. And this guy had written something about it. He said, he's an experienced bow fisher. He's been doing it 15 years. Well, and that's good. And I don't mean to belittle his experiences and all, but about 40 years ago, I've been bow fishing, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm going to tell you some of my bow fishing stories later. But let's go and set up this video. And now they have these huge boats and a big light system, sort of like our big floundering boats, a commercial floundering boat, and just really nice people. And they were there, wanted to take some riders and some outdoor people on this trip. But the only bad thing, we had to go after our banquet that night, which didn't break up to about 11 o'clock. So here I am at my age getting ready to go out with all these young people. And basically, I was on Lake Eufaula from midnight to about 3 a.m. It's not my normal mode of operation, but we had a wonderful time. I took the back seat. There were some of those young people who hadn't bow fished, and I'd done it, so I ended up just being filming it and all, and it was interesting. And the biggest fish somehow I didn't have my camera on. This young lady got a big old catfish, and I'm sorry, I just didn't get it. But we've got some great scenery. Lake Eufaula is a neat area, got some big high banks, and you can see in it. I was worried about it being enough light and everything, but it ended up being enough light. And you'll see we start off slow, but we ended up, those boys and girls ended up getting some fish with that bow. So let's go ahead and take our video to go and run it, Jeff. You're not gonna believe this, folks. It's a little bit after 11 o'clock up here at Lake Point Resort on Lake Eufaula. We're about to go bow fishing, so I hope we get enough light. And it's late, but we're excited. We're going bow fishing. All right, back up. I want you guys to introduce yourself. Hey, I want everybody to introduce themselves.
My name's Mud.
Where are you from, Bud?
Kennesaw, Georgia.
Kennesaw.
Dennis, Tuscumbia, Alabama.
All right.
Pete Mueller, Aiken, South Carolina.
Cassie Scott, Edgefield, South Carolina.
All right, this is going to be our crew tonight. Tell the folks who you are.
I'm Mark Lamb with Faradine Outdoors and Muzzy Outdoors, and I do all the bow fishing stuff for
Okay,
Faradine.
where are y'all sort of headquartered at?
Faradine Outdoors is the parent company to Muzzy, and we are located in Cartersville, Georgia.
Okay, so you over here just for the weekend taking us?
Yes, sir. I am here to take people, outdoor riders out and introduce them to bow fishing and show them what it's like.
All right, we're looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
Folks, I'm up here in the top. So I'm in a commanding view. I may just stay up here all night. All right, right now everybody practicing. I don't know if I'm gonna fall out of this thing or not.
Okay, let me show you how to shoot this thing.
Hey, I think you see how close. There's the shoreline right there. There's a hill. Some lily pads. And there's a hill right there. So we probably 20, maybe 35 feet from the hill. We'll start looking at these lily pads. Big tall trees, beautiful bank, high bank. I know you can't see it, but take my word for it. About a 20-foot bank over there. Beautiful. Really muddy tonight. The wind's been blowing most of the day. That's where the mud's coming from. About this combines hunting and fishing. I used to love to bow fish. I've done it a long time. I see that hill over there. I see how big that bank is. I thought that white spot is a bank. See how it drops down way down. Ah, show me some fish. Hey, she shoot, boom, boom. Oh man, they missed. Y'all see that? Oh, he's driving on the bow. How high these banks are. That's just cool with me. You don't see that. You don't see that down our way. We're talking about shallow ground. That water's clear right there. You can see we're about maybe 10 inches of water. Just bump bottom. We'll get out there and look for arrowheads. Oh, they shot. Oh, they shot over here. They missing a lot.
You're good. Don't move. I go around you.
Boom. Missed again. All three of them shot. That one. Look at that fish. Y'all see that catfish? Look at that. Look at that. He's right here. He's still there. Oh man, he's still there. He wants to get shot. He's following us. Okay, he went under the boat. Oh, have mercy. Look how high this bluff is right here. vegetarians. All that trash over there. There's a tire, 2 buckets, 3 buckets. Somebody clean that up. Now we're down around the sandbars now. We're just changing locations. We just rode all the way across the lake. We're on the other side of the lake now. I just saw a gator. There he is. Almost shot him. He changed his mind when he saw it was a gator. There's one right there, That's a small target. No, they've seen some fish now. Oh, they're swimming. Fish on! All right. Fish on! Good job. Oh, nice shot.
Nice. Shot a shad. A fat one.
All right.
Yeah, don't touch it, they're nasty. All right.
Okay.
Hold Daryl like that.
All right.
Take a picture of it.
Okay.
Good job.
Nice.
All right. A good shot there.
Thank you.
He never shot a movie.
All right, that broke the ice.
That's awesome, man. Nice job, bud. Good job. Your hands are nasty. All right.
It's called shoot and release.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a shad.
That is a shad.
Is that how big do they get?
We've shot them up to 5 pounds.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They get pretty big.
All right. They're swimming away. I want to hear.
Oh yeah, nice. Nice.
Nice, Paul. Paul, nice, man.
That's
How
awesome.
about that?
Good shot. Wow.
So impressive.
All right, I'm happy.
That's a little baby gar.
I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm happy I hit something.
Shot enough.
Well, you right. Yeah, I'm trying to.
That's some good practice.
Yeah.
Now what do I do with it? Take a couple.
All right, welcome back. First, let's look at our fishing game time brought to us by Mark Coward of Counts Real Estate. Our time is 5:40 to 7:40 this morning, and tonight from 6:04 to 8:04. And I know that I know you enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing it, and it's fascinating. Before I show you this picture here, my background with bow fishing. I loved archery as a kid, but it really wasn't very many people doing other than the old cowboy and Indian kind of stuff. And then when it first started coming out, I was a teenager, so I got a bow, a Fred Bear bow, and in fact, I need to bring that in and show it to y'all. So anyway, bow fishing. Here's the story of bow fishing. My dad, I talked about him fishing the Teloja Creek on the upper ends of where he grew up, and he called me one day and said, these brim aren't in there like they used to be. And I said, what's wrong? He said, well, those gar are eating these brim. Because he would have to walk way down to that spot he always fished as a kid, and he always just. And I said, what's the matter? He said, well, I'm not catching the many. So basically, when he says not catching the many, instead of him bringing home 100 brim, he's only bringing home 75. So I said, well, that next time I'm up there, I'm gonna come up there. And he said, these gar I don't know where they came from. But and this is the upper end of the Teloja Creek, and I'm going to show you the map on how those gar had to finally get in there. They were not a native species, and they did do some damage on the brim. So anyway, I took my bow down there, and my fishing rig, bow fishing. I'd practice, and it was just becoming. I mean, nobody was doing it. I was just trying to experiment. And I walked down the railroad track. It was on what they call the trestle, which is a bridge over the creek, and he had to shoot down to get the guards. I saw them down there, there were some of them down there, a couple of big ones, and I I was pretty good at shooting, at targets and all. But and the thing about when you boat fishing, when the arrow hits, it's going to deflect a little bit. When it goes into the water, it's going to go up a little bit because of the water itself, and also your light, the deflection of your vision and the fish. So bottom line, you got to shoot under the fish. So all this in mind, I'm on top of the bridge, and I'm trying to figure out. I was going to pick out the big old, the biggest one of all, and I pulled back and I just let go. And folks, I nailed this. I look at this picture here, and look how long ago this was. I nailed this sucker, and he was just tickled because he thought I was going to get all of them. But as you can see, the guards are still in there, but the brim of adapted are still in there too. But that was my experience of bow fishing. It was, now you get carp and guard. That's still the main tickets right there when you go bow fishing. And I haven't done it, after the 2 loads, I would go down and do that. It was just a lot of fun doing it. Then in the 80s, that was like in the early 70s. Then in the 80s, I went with a guy named Tommy Clemens, one of the former coaches here. We'd go to Choctawhatchee River and put in over there and just go up in those sloughs, and we really had a lot of fun. One of us get in front of the boat, one would just sort of troll along, and we'd nail them over there too. So bow fishing is a lot of fun. I know now a few folks are doing it, so if you want to give it a try, and I may get back to it. I didn't get a chance to shoot on this trip because those kids or those young people hadn't really done it very much. And like I said, the young lady nailed a big old catfish, and for some reason they had my camera on. But that was my experience with bow fishing. If you want to get into it, check out Muzzy online, and they've got some. You saw the reels now. Back then I had to pull it in by hand. And it was amazing. That old gar was thrashing around. They're prehistoric anyway. But I wish that I had a video of that arrow going down and just nailed them right behind the ears. I mean, it was a great shot. All right, a good story there, good war story. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to wrap it up. Got a big show lined up for tomorrow. Don't forget, the first person that calls me after the show, I'm going to give you free registration for the Elizabeth Bottoff tournament this weekend. First person calls me, just leave me a message. Have a great day. Do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.